So this is a test video for next year. Today's trip is Walthamstow versus Haringey Borough. While I'm on the train, I find it's a good time to add games to my games being to list. I don't need any internet access to do it, so it's a great time to get it done. So the train into Chester was late, so I've missed the direct one to London, so I'm going to have to get this one now to Crewe and get one to London, but we've still got plenty of time, so that's okay, and that's another delay repay. Not much time to wait here at Crewe. Got ourselves to London. We're just waiting for the tube now out to the accommodation. Had a little sleep on that train as well, so feeling a bit groggy really, and eyes aren't feeling the best today, so everything's a bit blurry, so that adds to the complications for the day. But it's about 5:30 now, so we need to get ourselves across to the accommodation and the digs and get ourselves sorted. So we've got ourselves to Walthamstow. We're at the bus stop just up from the tube station. It was quite easy to find. I just think one of the bus numbers I wanted to go past me. Bit unlucky really, but it seems quite a regular service. So far so good. Being able to follow your journey live on Google Maps is great, especially being partially sighted. You don't miss your stop on the bus. So just a short walk to the hotel. Here we are. So just got ourselves checked in now. Okay, so we've checked in. That was okay. It wasn't any stupid little silly fiddly forms that I can't see to fill in. So that was fairly easy. Got the surname joke again. It's just getting a bit boring, but there you go.
Floor 1.
You've got to cope with it, I suppose. And
Floor
step
2.
2, there we are. And we're off to the room. Right, so here we are in the room. Quite a nice room, to be fair. As you can see. I even got a sofa here, so that's good. Now, normally I'd be in cheaper accommodation, but I decided that I think I'll go for the slightly nicer stay this evening. A couple of reasons. The first reason I picked it is because basically I had a bit of a row with the missus, to be honest, and she's gone against what I said. Got a little having a sleepover, and I said, "Oh, you can't be doing this, especially quite close to Christmas, and you know, it stops you working, you know, being self-employed. You don't work, you don't get paid, and so having more than one kid around, having one kid around is bad enough. When you're trying to work, having more than one, it's just not happening." So I said, "No, we can't afford to do that." I said, "Plus, you know, they stay up late and that, and then they misbehave the next day, and because they're tired and grumpy, and it's just the last thing you need around this time of year. It's bad enough any time of year, but you think, oh, no, I just said no. I don't think she should have one, you know." Anyway, she's gone against my wishes, so I said, "Right, well, I'm off. Then I'm just gonna. I could go, but I could have gone back on the night bus. I've been there to help her tomorrow, but I just thought, you know what, sod it. You're not going to listen to me. You're not going to listen to sense. I'm just going to take myself out of the situation." Some breezy thing. There's a huge big fan thing over there, which has just started going on its own. Okay, there you go. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I thought. I just thought, you know, bugger it. I'll just come out to it anyway. But then I thought as well, you know, I wondered if whether if I stay in a proper hotel, whether I go at better times and stuff, rather than rushing off early in the mornings and late at nights and stuff. Whether I'm more productive work-wise, putting stuff on eBay and stuff like that, because you're not just knackered and wanting to sleep all the time. So I've got the Holiday Inn right by, about as close as I could to the ground, to be honest. So it's about a 20-minute walk from here to the ground. So I'll be back early after. I'm in no rush to get anywhere tomorrow because can't find a game for tomorrow. So I'm in no rush to get home because A, I haven't got a game to go to tomorrow, and B, I don't really want to get involved in that sleepover rubbish. And the other thing about the sleepover is I'm a disabled guy. I struggle to, I struggle to look after myself and my kids. But, I only wanted one kid. I don't want more than one kid. And, I just can't be dealing with it all. It's just hassle I don't want, to be honest. Hassle I shouldn't have to put up with, really. Life's hard enough as a disabled person as it is. And I don't think anybody around me really appreciates how hard my disability really is. I mean, when you narrow it down, I'm due to be, I'm eligible to have a full-time carer. I don't have one. I don't believe in wasting state money that I don't need, and I like to be independent. So I don't take that up. So, but that's where I'm classed as. And then, so looking after children is difficult as it is, and it makes it even more challenging with the issues I've got. So having more than one child, obviously, is a nightmare. I just don't want to put myself through that. So I've just come away from the situation, which I think is the best idea, because it's only just going to inflame rows and what have you, and it's just going to be an unhappy time. So I've come away from it. If the missus wants to deal with it and have extra kids round, then she can deal with that, because she wanted it. So there you go. So yeah, I've got no rush to get back tomorrow, so I'm going to see how that pans out work-wise as well, to see if spending more on accommodation gets me more productive, and where that line could be drawn with profit work-wise to what I'm spending travel-wise, if you see what I mean. So I spent 63 quid on this travel. So it's not, it's not super expensive, but it is super expensive for what I would normally spend. And obviously there are cheaper options in London, but it's a good chance to have an experiment. So we'll see how that goes. So I've got a little bit of time now. It's about 6:15. So got about an hour now before we have to make our way out. As I say, as you well all know, don't drink or anything, so I'm in no rush yet to the pub or whatever. So I've got about an hour now. Probably do a bit of work, and then get myself out to the ground and watch this game. The kind of work I do when I'm out and about and I have got internet access is to add unwanted items that I have in the house to eBay or Vinted, and get cash back on stuff that is just lying around the house that is no longer wanted. Right, so off to the ground now. It's about a 20-minute walk. I looked, it was about a quarter of an hour on a bus, so let's just walk it, to be honest. So we'll get off now and walk down to the ground. While I was was walking along, I noticed a lot of these, I think they're charging points for electric cars. I'd never seen so many of them on one residential street like this in the UK before. Large lights produce halos around them for me, blocking out a lot of my vision. I find this really difficult, walking in the dark. When you come up against poles like this you can see in this picture, which are dark and not lit up in any way, I find them really hard to see, and they can be very dangerous for people like myself. Smaller ones, which I did encounter on this journey as well, which came up to my leg. I almost walked into, I should have took that picture of that one really as well, but this is a good example of how quite treacherous it is to walk with my eye conditions. It's amazing the difference it makes just putting a bit of yellow fluorescent paint on one of these small poles. It makes you see it much easier. I wish they were all like this. Approaching the ground, walking across the car park, you can see in this photo there are lots of lights, the floodlights, lights on the car park, and also car headlights moving around, a lot of halos. I can basically see nothing walking across this car park. I am pretty much almost totally blind. It is a very nerve-wracking part of walking anywhere where you just can't see an inch in front of you. You have to walk very slowly, and it can be very, very hard to walk at points like this, and they can just turn upon you when you walk around a corner, and it can happen all of a sudden. It just shows you how dangerous walking is for someone like myself. Okay, so here we are, we've arrived at the ground. Just got to find the turnstile now and get ourselves in. There we are, we're on the ground. Happy days. So we're underway here. So it's half time. Players just gone down the tunnel down there, and it is 1-0 to Walthamstow at half time. hotel. So back at the hotel room now, just had something to eat, and I'm going to get some sleep. Right, so it's morning time now, and had some breakfast, and we're going to head to Euston now to get the train home. On the Chester train now, so be home soon. So at Chester now, just waiting for the train to Wrexham. So that's the end of the trip then. Spending wise, I got my money back for the train as it was late, got a full refund for that, so that was free. I obviously used money on TfL, on the Underground and the buses in London. That came to £15. It was £10 to get in the ground. I had some food afterwards, that was £10. And I obviously booked the hotel, which was 63, so it came to £98. So if I'd have gone a cheaper hotel, as we spoke about before, if I'd gone in a hostel or something, I would have probably got it significantly cheaper, probably around about the £20 mark. So you're looking about £40 for the whole trip, £40-50. I could have narrowed it down to if I'd have so wished. So again, another great cheap trip, done and dusted, and a new ground done, which is fantastic.